key to calculus is thinking about graphs of functions f of x. The derivative can be written either as f prime of x or df dx. This simply means the slope, meaning that you take any location here, I find a tangent line, and the slope of that tangent line is equal to f prime. A key skill we need in this course is taking a graph of f versus x and finding the graph of the derivative. Over here, this function has a positive slope. Over here, this function has a negative slope. So the derivative of this function has to look vaguely. The other thing we need to know from calculus is the integral. If I take the integral from x0 to x1, f of x dx. This is a very complicated looking notation, but all it simply means is you find positions x0 and x1, and you draw the region between the axis and the curve. And this symbol here, right, that symbol simply means that area. Right? What makes these difficult is that while the definitions are relatively simple, actually calculating the quantity is hard. One of the things we're going to develop in this course is a tool where we can use Google Spreadsheets to numerically calculate the slope of any function we give it, or the area under any curve we get it. That will turn these nominally hard problems into easy problems that the computer does for us. I guess there's only two more things I'd like to say in terms of these of calculus. So one is that if your function crosses the axis, and I wanted to do the area from x0 to x1, what you do is you take plus of this area and minus of this area. So this integral here is equal to plus this area minus that area. The other thing which we've made use of in this course is that the integral and the derivative are inverse operations. This is just like multiplication and division are inverse operations, or addition and subtraction. You don't want me to prove it, and you can always look up in your calculus text. And more precisely, so this goes under the name of the fundamental theorem of calculus. If I take the integral f prime of y dy from x0 to x1, this is f of x1 minus f of x0. And then the other expression is d by dx, integral from x0 to x Okay, those look ugly. What you need to know is that you go from a function to its slope, that is the derivative, and the other direction is the integral. Okay. Or velocity is dx dt, and change in position is the integral of v dt.